Most people think courage only exists in dramatic moments filled with danger and noise, but sometimes true courage quietly appears on an ordinary evening in an ordinary place when someone decides they will no longer pretend not to notice cruelty. The elderly woman had done absolutely nothing wrong. She was simply sitting quietly, waiting for the next bus to arrive, hoping to return home before the cold night became too difficult for her aging body. But some people mistake gentleness for weakness. Trevor laughed loudly, making cruel comments while strangers nearby pretended not to hear him, because ignoring uncomfortable moments always feels easier than stepping into them. Kyle could see the sadness in the woman's eyes. It was not only embarrassment, it was the painful expression of someone who had spent many years discovering that the world sometimes becomes less kind as people grow older. And in that quiet moment, Kyle realized something important. Remaining silent would make him another witness who chose comfort instead of compassion. So he slowly stepped forward without anger, but with purpose. He did not shout. He did not threaten anyone. Kyle simply placed himself between cruelty and someone vulnerable, because sometimes the strongest thing a person can do is calmly refuse to let mistreatment continue. Kyle spoke in a calm voice that carried more strength than anger ever could. He told Trevor the woman deserved respect, dignity, and peace, no matter her age, because humanity should never disappear in public places. For the first time that evening, Trevor stopped laughing. Sometimes people continue being cruel because nobody ever challenges them, but kindness spoken with courage can suddenly force a person to confront their own behavior. As Trevor disappeared into the night, the entire atmosphere changed. The tension slowly faded from the cold air, and the quiet little bus stop finally felt safe again for the elderly woman sitting there alone. Kyle sat beside Eleanor and offered her a warm cup of coffee. It was not an expensive gift, nor a grand heroic act, but to someone who had just felt invisible and humiliated, that small kindness meant everything. With tears quietly gathering in her eyes, Eleanor thanked Kyle for seeing her as a person instead of a burden. She explained that many people pass elderly strangers every day without ever truly noticing them anymore. Kyle listened carefully without interrupting. Sometimes people do not need dramatic solutions to their pain. Sometimes they simply need another human being willing to stop, stay present, and remind them they still matter. The arriving bus could already be seen in the distance, but neither of them seemed in a hurry anymore. In only a few minutes, a frightening evening had quietly transformed into a moment neither would ever forget. "I've got it. Easy now."
Oh, thank you, dear.
Your cold autumn moved through the street, but now the evening carried warmth that had not existed before kindness stepped in. The bus driver smiled softly as Kyle helped the elderly woman climb the steps safely. Even strangers nearby could sense something beautiful had happened there, because genuine compassion always changes the atmosphere around it. Before the doors closed, Eleanor looked at Kyle with grateful eyes and quietly told him he had restored a little bit of her faith in people. Those words stayed deeply in Kyle's heart long afterward. As the bus disappeared into the distance, Kyle stood quietly beneath the streetlights. Often, courage simply means refusing to abandon kindness when kindness becomes inconvenient. The world may never celebrate small moments like this on television or in newspapers, yet these quiet acts of protection are what truly hold communities together when life becomes cold, lonely, and difficult. Every day, someone nearby is silently hoping another person will step forward and defend them, comfort them, or simply remind them they are not alone. Sometimes one moment of courage can heal a stranger for years. Stepping in when someone is being mistreated is not weakness, interference, or unnecessary involvement. It is one of the purest forms of courage the human heart can ever show.